sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, it's so goddamn simple. So simple, even a liberal could do it. Just go to shrmedia.com. Or you can go to Facebook and YouTube. Damn. Slow today. If you go to Facebook or YouTube, just search for SHR Media. Don't forget. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. How is everybody doing? Yes, I cheated. I took a very, very long weekend. Sue me. I took a long weekend. I'm sorry, guys. It had to be done. Oh. So, I see Democrats are still dumber than dog shit. There's that book now that's come out, Fire and Fury. It's supposed to be the inner workings of Trump. Alright, the guy's basically admitting that he basically bullshitted the whole book. Now that it's out, now, because I forget which, I think it was MSNBC, went after him, you know, well, you say you have recordings, because that's one of the things. Oh, I got recording. I recorded everything. Well, when asked if he's going to release these recordings, all of a sudden you start getting some hemming and hawing, and, well, I'm not going to do that. I don't need to do that. Which basically means he doesn't have any of the recordings. Point blank, he doesn't have the recordings. And now he's sitting there when questioned about his book, about the how much of it is actually true. He now says, how did he put it? If it rings true to you, then it's true. That's not how it works. That's not how truth works. He's basically admitted, you know, that he only spent like maybe 3 minutes with the president and didn't ask any real questions. He's admitting it's a bullshit book. It's a hit piece. I think I'm actually sick lately. I'm serious. I haven't slept so much. Whew. It's been scaring me. Oh, this damn weather's got me too. A lot of pain. Yeah, it just... Oh. This guy's a goddamn joke. And I don't think there's a person around that actually... Well, if you believe this guy, hey, that is your bad luck, stupidity, whatever you want to do it. Call it. It's... What's going on is getting ridiculous anymore. The Democrats are desperate. They're just reaching out for anything and everything that they can try to grab a hold of. Oh, it's... Well, I'm looking at Sebastian Gorka says there's one version of the truth about everything. No, there's 3 versions of the truth. Yours, mine... Actually 4. Yours, mine, everybody else's, and the actual truth. Not saying that I'm lying or they're lying. It just everybody perceives things differently. So you'll get inconsistencies in your reporting. Oh. They're going ape shit, and it's really nothing worth going ape shit over. Dianne Feinstein releases transcripts of Fusion GPS meeting. I'm just skimming through this real quick. She's saying that there's a lot of innuendos and misinformation circulating about the transcripts are part of a deeply troubling effort to undermine the investigation into potential collusion and obstruction of justice. Wrong button. You're cussing at myself. Mr. Grassley is complaining that the release of the transcripts of the witness interview in the middle of ongoing investigation has undermined integrity and jeopardizes the panel's ability to secure candid voluntary testimony. Let's see if I can go find that. The Democrats are desperate right now. They're sinking. I want to see them try to shut the government down over DACA. I really want to see that. I know they're trying to blame Trump for it. So basically, they're not getting what they want, so they're throwing a temper tantrum, and they're going to hold up the budget. And yet it's always everybody else's fault. Always everybody else's fault. That's what I love. Whenever it comes to the Democrats, it's always everybody else's fault. It's things that make you go, Everything that's going on is just really disgusting anymore. And it's just, I never thought I'd see our government get to the point that it is. The Democrats just, it's their way or no way. They're like little children. And you can see that what they're doing is not the best interest of America. It's in the best interest of everybody else and the worst interest of Americans. They're not representing their constituents. They're representing foreigners. Listen, I don't have a problem with foreigners. That's not the issue. They swear to uphold the Constitution and represent us, not them. And that's where I'm getting tired. That's one of the many things I'm getting tired of. And the identity politics, the childish little games they use to try to win elections. The tit for tat. And It's appalling. I'm embarrassed at our politics right now. Not because of Trump. I think he's doing a damn good job. Yeah, Trump's such a racist. He just signed a bill to upgrade Martin Luther King's birthplace to a national historic park. Oh, I just... That's scary. 36 years ago, the movie Flash Gordon premiered in theaters. Oh... Now, something just came across my feed. This is from Breaking 911 site on Facebook. Breaking: personal attorney to President Trump, Michael Cohen, has filed a defamation lawsuit against BuzzFeed for publishing the uncorroborated Trump dossier. Statement from BuzzFeed: the dossier is and continues to be the subject of an active investigation by Congress and intelligence agencies. It was presented to 2 successive presidents and has been described in detail by news outlets around the world. It's interesting to the public is obvious. This is not the first time Trump's personal lawyers has attacked the free press, and we look forward to defending our First Amendment rights. Do I think Trump's attacking the press? No. Do I think he should have filed this lawsuit? I don't think it's the smartest thing. But I'm not in his shoes. So it's... They lost their minds. And it's funny how the Democrats are trying to scramble to find a non-politician to run now. And I didn't watch the Golden Globes, didn't care for it, never cared for it. But I'm hearing all this shit about Oprah running for president now. And I don't know if she can. Her baggage is pretty deep there. Her baggage is pretty deep. That would be a weird battle, though. Trump versus Oprah. I can see her at, campaigning. Look what's underneath your suit. You get a present. You get a present. You get a present. However the hell she sounds. You get a tax increase. You get a tax increase. Everybody's getting a tax increase. You jump the border, you get amnesty. You get amnesty. I can see that happening. Well, the funny thing is, right now, I find it funny. So many times, the Democrats could have pushed through immigration. They don't want to redo our immigration laws. They want to bitch and moan about DACA. They want to bitch and moan about the border. They don't want it solved. And neither do the Republicans, because then what will they bitch about during campaign season? I mean, it's both sides are balking at this because you take away their campaign ability. All right, Trump's already did a form of tax reform. Jerusalem, he's enacted that. He's trying to do border security right now. I mean, it's... I don't know. And I mean, I'm serious. We are in a No, again, yes, I'm qualifying my statements. It has nothing to do with Trump either. Our lower-level politicians just are raising holy hell, causing a lot of problems in our government. That is appalling. Especially when you have so many that are holding our... Hey, Ron, what's going on, brother? Sorry, I didn't see it first. I didn't have the chat up. My apologies. Again, everybody, for chat, if you want, you can go to shrmedia.com, click on the live button, live chat, I think it is, and you can jump into the chat room there. That's the one I closely monitor. It's, like I said, it's hard, not trying to, sound woe is me. I choose to do this. But I got, on the left, I got a screen that's doing my live stream through SHR Media, YouTube, and Facebook. I got another screen in front of me that has the chat room, what I'm talking about today. Another screen above that. And now, to give you a little example, if you're watching a live stream and you see me turning all around, you know why. If I'm looking towards the left, I'm looking at the live stream, seeing what's going on with that program. If I'm looking up, I'm looking at the Spreaker program. Well, there's a chat there. There's a chat for YouTube, chat for Facebook, and a chat for SHR Media. And it gets a little monotonous sometimes, and I sometimes forget to upload the live stream of Facebook so I can see what's being said there. So, it can be a little hectic promoting this, or being your producer and doing the live show at the same time. But our politics anymore is sad. We're in a sad state of affairs. And it's not just the Democrat. There is certain Republicans that are playing that game too. And I don't see what they get out of it. I have a feeling, but I have no proof, so, I'm not going to sit here make allegation upon allegation with no proof. Oh, we got to do, where did it go? Do, Money Talks. She's given, Melanie sent me a new one to go over about her, financial tips for everybody. Download that right now. Or download it, I should say. Let's see. Because I know break's coming up, so I'm going to try to get that up. I'm going to set off onto commercial, and I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to play Melanie, who is one of our great hosts, I believe 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, right here on SHR Media. And this is her Money Talks Minute, and you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, and we will be right back.
Welcome to this week's Money Talk Minute with your business diva, Melanie Collette. This week we talk 3 budgeting tips. Tip 1. Take a daily money minute. According to experts, taking 60 seconds a day to check your finances will help identify any problems right away, help you track your progress, and in this way you can make any needed adjustments right away and stay on track. Tip 2. Allocate at least 20% of your income toward your financial priorities. And by priorities, we mean paying off debt, building an emergency fund, and padding your retirement accounts. Tip 3. Budget about 30% of your income for lifestyle spending. And by lifestyle spending, we mean anything that's not a basic necessity. This includes restaurants and happy hours. By abiding by the 30% rule, you can save and splurge at the same time. And that's all for this week's Money Talk Minute. I am your business diva, Melanie Collette. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m., Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Some of the best cable is going to be like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network. Damn straight, mister.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense here on the SHR Media Network. Hey, Sean, you ever see a one-eared elephant?
No.
Check this out.
Oh, that's so tiny.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Or at least try to. It helps if you unlock your coffee. Oh, I did accomplish one thing. Holy shit, I got some bags under my eyes today. Holy shit, I look like a skeleton. Fat face with skeleton eyes. Oh, damn. Finally finished off. You know, it's, the glue's in. I'm waiting for everything to dry. And health-wise, I've been having trouble with balance and walking with this back injury and everything else going on. So, me being who I am, you know, instead of going and buying the cane, I go, I'm going to make one. So I got this nice wood. It's black bark on the outside. All right, I like that. And I found this red skull, about 2 inches by 2 inches by like inch and a half. Long story short, I mounted that onto this very nice piece of wood and did the rest of the thing, shellacked the shit out of it. Polyurethane, whatever you want to call it. And it looks badass. Now my neighbor, who's, let's see, he injured his back at work because he does AC work. And a couple months ago, he got in a pretty bad car accident, which messed it up more. He at work. So he had asked me. And I was going to do similar build. I was like, nah, just something caught my eye. I'd got 2 blank pieces of wood. Yeah, I know. It was a quick thing because I needed these done. I didn't have time to go find the wood, find something that, you know. It's not like I can go grab a piece of wood and go, okay, this one I'm going to make boom. I'm like looking and something, I know it may sound stupid, something will jump out at me about a certain piece of branch or something. All right, I can do something with that. So I wanted to get these done quick. So I was able to get some blanks. And by blanks, I just mean they're special types of sticks that are meant for that handle the stress of being a cane. So I'm looking at his and I'm like, nah, I don't feel it. I don't feel that skull thing with his. So then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking at their site, and he was Air Force. He's out now. But I found this little emblem, not that big, little pewter emblem that can shape to the wood, and it'll go on right there. So wait a minute. Oh, I like the boop. Idea came. I was like, I got this. So what I'm doing is I'm taking purple heart wood. Yes, the wood is purple. And this stick is almost white. Oh, top 6 inches, right before the handle. I'm going to cut that small piece again, and I'm going to take 2 pieces of that purple heart with a piece of African mahogany, and put that in the middle, and be about 1.5 inches, 2 inches wide. Get that there, and do the same thing just above. So it'll be like the white wood, the mahogany, and purple heart, white wood, that little mahogany and purple wood, then the white wood, and then it's going to be his handle. But right there in that middle, in between the 2 accent pieces, is going to be the white wood. I'm going to put his emblem on. And then for the handle, I'm going to do a regular, grip handle. But I'm going to carve the front round it out more like a bomb nose of a bomber, and try to take the back and bring it more. You know, the back end's usually really wide and just rounds off. I'm going to take the ends, taper it like a wing. And I mean, you're only talking about 1.5 inches wide for the hand to go onto, but it's just the symmetry. And I'm going to inlay purple and African mahogany, or I might go tiger wood. I haven't decided yet. Sorry, not tiger wood, zebra wood. Either African mahogany or zebra wood in there. Either way, yeah, put the accent into the handle also throughout probably the middle, and get that to them. Then I got to find more projects to start on. I got to finish up on all the cutting boards. I got like 3 or 4 I do. The problem is I'm waiting for a goddamn planer to come in. I ordered one December 26th off of eBay. I get an order thing, or a tracking number. You know, it gets to Orlando. It's supposed to be at my house like a day or two. And then the sender recalls it. For number one, I didn't know you could do that. He recalls the package. Fuck. And I'm at the point where I'm now trying to work with eBay to get a refund. So I could just pay the extra money and go down to the store and get one from Lowe's. Or even Amazon. I'll trust Amazon anymore over eBay. eBay's really been a little sketchy with some of their people. Oh, so now that I've wasted a lot of the show, but I didn't get much done this weekend with all that because this friggin' weather. Holy shit, that's played hell on my body. Even my wife, who had a minor accident, she gets like her sciatic nerve going, which doesn't make it any less. She was hurt too this weekend. So I got a couple more ideas. I got a bunch of candle holders to make. I got a shitload of logs. Well, maybe not logs isn't the right word, but very wide branches. But guess what I need? The planer. Freaking jackass. I honestly think I got scammed by this asshole. I really do. I'm just hoping I don't lose the money, because I'm going to be pissed. Because my wife's going to kick my balls. And the whole time I was ordering, I was going, something don't feel right. Something don't feel right. Nope. Didn't feel right. Should have went with my gut. Should have went with my gut. So, other than that, things are going good. Now, and we were talking about the dossier earlier, and an attorney for the co-founder of the opposition research firm, Fusion GPS, revealed during a closed-door interview this summer with congressional investigators that somebody's already been killed as a result of the publication of the anti-Trump dossier. The statement was contained in a 312-page transcript of Fusion GPS co-founder Glenn Simpson's August interview with committee investigators. Someone's already been killed. How do they know it had to deal? I forget who I was listening to. When where they killed like Hillary. Ooh. That's a rough one. No. Sorry. Where am I? The release itself provoked controversy with an aide to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, Republican of Iowa, calling it confounding for Feinstein to drop the transcript in the middle of an ongoing investigation. Among the many revelations in the document, though, is the claim from Simpson's attorney that someone died because the dossier, which was commissioned by Fusion GPS, was publicly released. He wants to be very careful to protect his sources, Attorney Josh Levy said during the August 22nd Senate Judiciary Committee interview with his clients. Somebody's already been killed as a result of the publication of this dossier, and no harm should come to anybody related to this honest work. Honest work? There ain't a goddamn thing in it that can be proven. It's a fucking make-believe. Hell, I think Peter Pan has more truth than this in it. Oh my god. Someone's delusional. Oh my god. It just... Levy did not elaborate on who was killed. The website BuzzFeed first published a dossier online last January, airing its unverified allegations about President Trump's connection with Russia. The dossier was written by former MI6 agent Christopher Steele. Fusion GPS, which hired Steele, got funding from the Clinton campaign and Democrat National Committee. The findings eventually made their way to the FBI, and the bureaus dealing with Steele are a key force for congressional investigators. During his interview, Simpson described his conversation with Steele about their decision to turn the dossier details over to the Bureau. He thought from his perspective there was an issue, a security issue about whether a presidential candidate was being blackmailed. Anybody believes this crap needs to have their head rechecked. I'm serious. You need to have your head rechecked. Because no, there's nothing in it that is true. Oh, you know it's true. Ooh, 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 I love you. Don't ask me why that just popped in my head. I think just go get this damn thing so I can get to work. Ain't nothing in this that's been truth. And everybody's been saying that. Simpson recalled telling Steele he had to think about whether they should contact the FBI, saying he wasn't sure who to give it to. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, Republican from Iowa, left. Sorry, that's from a photo. I thought I had it all taken out. Alright, in any event, he said, don't worry about that. I know the perfect person. I have a contact there. They'll listen to me. They know who I am. I'll take care of it, Simpson recalled. Steele also told Simpson the FBI had internal Trump campaign sources, he said. They believed Chris's information might be credible because they had other intelligence that indicated the same thing, and one of those pieces of intelligence was a human source from inside the Trump organization, Simpson said of the FBI. Simpson, a journalist before forming Fusion GPS, also admitted in the interview being opposed during the election to Trump becoming the president. Surprise, 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 surprise. I'm not. I am not one bit surprised. This has no truth, nothing to base it on. It is a tabloid bullshit. They thought they could take Trump down. Guess what? Didn't work. Of course, they'll still continue to go on like it's some big masterpiece of work. It's not. It's... I think a grade school kid can see... Oh, shit. How do you notice the time? I think a grade school kid could see the mistakes that were made in this. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Some of the best cable is going to be like, what are you talking about? The last one. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Conservative media done right.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense here on the SHR Media Network. Hey, Sean, you ever see a one-eared elephant?
No.
Check this out.
Oh, that's so tiny.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. How is everybody doing? I'm telling you, everything is just... Now, in the meantime, the Republican-led committees reportedly are investigating whether FBI official once involved in Robert Mueller's Russian probe helped leak to the media, based in part on text messages they exchanged mentioning news outlets. Really? You go and start texting that shit? How dumb can you be? I mean, really. It blows my mind. My mind's elsewhere right now. The people that leaked, they had to know they were going to get caught sooner or later. They knew what they were up against, and yet I guess they're surprised now. And now the Democrats are sitting back like, what? What are we doing? Why? Well, if they're found to have leaked this information, they should be charged. Charged to the full extent of the law. And this is something that's getting out of hand. Crazy out of hand. Now I'm looking at Amazon. Shit, everything, the delivery sucks on this. I mean, it's 80 pounds, but still shit. Oh. Try something different. The Hill first reported that the House and Senate panel are looking anew at the text messages exchanged between Agent Peter Strzok and his mistress and co-worker lawyer Lisa Page, who are romantically involved and exchange anti-Trump view in their now public texts. They also discuss news articles and strategies on how to react. One set of texts confirmed by Fox News in late October 2016 suggests they knew about a Wall Street Journal article in advance. After Page alerted Strzok to the piece's publication, Strzok responded, "Boy, that was fast. Should I, in quotations, find, end of quotations, it and tell the team?" As if he knows all about it. It begs the question, how much did they know, and when did they know? I mean, really, people, the information is right there. I know it's somewhat subtle, but it's there. It's there for you to look at. This is what they were doing. They were doing underhanded, and that's what has made me sick. And yeah, I know I'm stammering and stuttering along. it's disgusting. These are FBI agents that are supposed to be neutral, but yet here they are, trying to conspire to overthrow our elected official. I think a bug just flew in here and hit me in my face. Other text messages reviewed by The Hill showed the two agents seemingly attempting to track down New York Times reporter Matt Apuzzo, who has covered the Russian collusion investigation. Quote, "We got a list of kids with their parents' names. How many Matt Apuzzos could there be in D.C.? Showed Jay a picture. He said he thinks he has seen a guy who kind of looks like that, but always really schlubly. I said that sounds like every reporter I have ever seen." Stroke text back, "He's totally schlubly. Don't you remember?" And in another exchange, Stroke warns Page against using her work phone to hunt for information on reporters. Quote, "I wouldn't search on your phone no matter what that might trigger," he said. "Oops, too late," was her reply. Asked about the report, House Oversight Committee Chairman Trey Gowdy, Republican from South Carolina, told Fox News the story. He's not surprised someone at the Bureau may have been leaking. He said his committee has broad concerns that Bureau officials who weren't authorized were speaking to the media. Stroke was an FBI counterintelligence agent, but was removed from Mueller's probe and reassigned to the FBI's Human Resource Division after the discovery of the exchange with Page, with whom he was having an affair. Page was briefly on Mueller's team as well, but has since returned to the FBI. Oh my God. And this is what our hard money pays out. I'm serious. This is what our hard-earned tax money pays for. To be almost an attempt to overthrow our government because they don't like who it is. I'm just dumbfounded. Many of the text messages were critical of Trump, referring to the then candidate as a loathsome human and an idiot. Their discovery fueled GOP concerns of bias at the Bureau and inside the special counsel team. Members of Congress are reviewing the texts and looking to speak with an FBI official. The House Intelligence Committee is in the process of scheduling 8 witnesses, including Stroke and Page, committee investigators, committee investigators also get access to the remaining documents they had long sought as part of their Russian inquiry during a classified session at the Justice Department on Friday, a source close to the matter told Fox News. It's... This is everything. How the Democrats keep accusing what Trump's doing, that's exactly what they did. This is what a communistic, socialist country does, is try to control the vote. It's sickening, repulsive. I can't say enough about this. And all we have is the Democrats trying to block, undercut, block, whatever they can do to give, well, to obstruct. There's no better word. That's what they want to do. They want to obstruct. Wow, I found a new button on my keyboard, or on my mixer. I am appalled at our government. Like I said, it's not Trump, but this quote-unquote deep state is what's troubling me. That's what keeps me up at night. That's what keeps me worried. Because they're not doing what's best for America. They're trying to do what's best for their pockets and their self-interest. It's just disgusting. All right, we're going to head to break in a few minutes. Not a few, but about a minute or two. And then we're going to get to Bundy's case. Anybody remember Bundy? Not Al Bundy. Clive Bundy. The Nevada rancher that stood up to the, this supposed agency, Bureau of Land Management, and basically gave the finger right to Obama. We'll talk about it right after the break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. Wait a minute, hang on, I gotta change something up. There we go. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on SHRmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Some of the best gig is going to be
Like, what are you talking about? The last one. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics,
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
and all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events? All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on SHRmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through SHRmedia.com, HighPlainsTalkRadio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on BlogTalkRadio.com. There's
No surrender, ever.
because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Pay no attention to the muffled screams in the background. You are listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on the SHR Media Network. Back to you, Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Listen, coming up in approximately 54 minutes will be BZ Berserk Bobcat Saloon, hosted by You Got It BZ himself. The speech is free, but the drinks aren't. So, I told you we were going to talk about Bundy case. Yes, it's been dismissed. That was dismissed. I mean, his case was held as a mistrial, I think a week or two ago. The judge has ordered the rancher released. So, U.S. District Judge Gloria Navarro ruled Monday the case against Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy would be dismissed with prejudice and order the rancher set free after federal prosecutors willfully withheld exculpatory evidence during the 2017 trial. Navarro ruled a mistrial in the Bundy case last month after prosecutor willfully held exculpable evidence favorable to the four men on trial, Clyde Bundy, his two sons, and one other person. The judge found that prosecutors had violated the defendant's civil rights and violated federal law by hiding evidence from the court. After the mistrial, Navarro set a January 8th date to decide whether the case against Bundy would be retried or dismissed with prejudice, barring a retrial over the same charges. Prosecutors requested the court grant another trial against Bundy's, calling the missteps and violations inadvertent. The Bundy violation found by the court are regrettable and benefit no one. Nevada acting U.S. Attorney Stephen wrote in a legal brief, according to the Oregonian, but because the government neither flagrantly violated nor recklessly disregarded its obligation, the appropriate remedy for such violation is a new trial. The Department of what the fudge? Department of Justice, under order from Attorney General Jeff Sessions, is currently investigating the federal prosecutors involved in the 2017 Bundy trial for misconduct. Prosecutors led by Stephen, Meharry, dismissed several claims from Bundy's attorneys that evidence was being hid from the court during the trial. The defense claimed FBI snipers and surveillance was monitoring the Bundy's household prior to the 2014 Bureau of Land Management raid to remove the rancher's cattle from federal land after decades of unpaid grazing fees. Cliven Bundy sent out a plea for help based on the sniper's presence, prompting dozens of armed militia to meet at the ranch. Prosecutors said snipers were not involved, called the claim fantastical, and the defendant's request for evidence a fishing holy fudge nuggets fishing expedition. However, the U.S. Attorney's Office possessed video evidence the entire time. Prosecutors also withheld federal assessments that found the Bundy family was not likely to be violent, but only get in your face. Other federal assessments of the BLM revealed the agency was targeting the Bundy family, trying to provoke a conflict. Defense attorneys asked federal prosecutors to hand over Inspector General report on BLM agent Dan Love, who directed the agency raid on Bundy Ranch. Love was fired from the agency in September for corruption and unethical behavior. Prosecutors have dismissed the allegations and investigation of Love as an urban legend, but ended up handing over 500 pages worth of report on Love in December, according to Oregonian. So, basically what it says is Bundy's free. There will be no new trial. His sons were found not guilty of the Oregon, Utah? The other incident. They stayed within the law, but Obama did not like that the people were more powerful than him. And he had these groups trying to pressure on ranchers. Doesn't surprise me. Does not surprise me. But at least he can go back to his life. And he's probably going to be able to sue for a nice chunk of change because they've ruled that his civil rights were infringed on. These attorneys should be investigated and held to the same standard we are. And that officer, that agent, something should be looked into for criminal. BLM is not a goddamn military. They're not a law enforcement group. Why the fuck do they have SWAT teams? Why the hell do they have those special reaction forces? Why are they armed? So many agencies expanded underneath Obama into a law enforcement type agencies. But yes, I could see how Trump's trying to take over. Yeah, bullshit. I don't know. The wife of the Pulse nightclub shooter, Omar Mateen, knew her husband was going to do something bad in the hours before he carried out his deadly attack, investigators have revealed. Orlando Sentinel reports that Mateen's wife, Noor Solomon, was aware that her husband was something bad just hours before he opened fire at a Pulse nightclub in Orlando in 2016, killing 49 people and injuring at least 68. Quote, I knew on Saturday when Omar left the house about 5 p.m. that this was the last time that he was going to, or this was the time that he was going to do something bad. Sorry about that. I knew this because of the way he left and took the gun and backpack with ammo, the wife reportedly said in a statement. I knew later, when I could not get a hold of him, that my fears had come true, and he did what he was going to do. I was in denial, and I could not believe that the father of my child was going to hurt other people. She also allegedly revealed to investigators that Mateen had become obsessed with violence in the Middle East and was watching numerous Islamic State recruitment videos, and that couple even drove from around the Pulse nightclub a week before the massacre took place. Yeah. She's not innocent in this. Sorry, I was going to throw it in here, but I might touch on it later. She knew exactly what was going to happen. She knew how to play it to try to cover her ass. Now, it was how upset are people going to be when it gets attacked, Mateen said, according to the wife's statement. While she claims she knew he was talking about himself doing the attack on the Pulse. So she knew a week before, as he was casing the place. Salman, whatever the wife's name is, I'll refrain at this point, will face trial in March for providing material support to a terrorist group and obstruction of justice. Defense lawyers for the wife are currently trying to exclude her statement to the FBI as evidence in the trial on grounds that they were coerced by authorities. Leave it to the lawyers. Democrats are changing their tune on the border wall after backing barrier under Obama. The Democrats have supported some kind of border wall, fence, security for years. Five years ago, the entire Senate Democrat caucus voted for hundreds of miles of fencing along the U.S.-Mexico border. How times have changed. Democrats are now blasting President Trump's border wall demands as ineffective and unreasonable as they battle his initial $18 billion request. And Republicans, along with their border security advocates, are countering by accusing Democrats of flipping their position now that Trump is president. What we're seeing right now is the height of hypocrisy from the Democrats. When the Democrats in 2013 wanted immigration reform, President of the National Border Patrol Council, Brandon Judd, said Tuesday, the only thing that changed is we now have Trump sitting in the White House instead of Obama in the White House, and all of a sudden, they're against it. Hey, let me see if I can find it. I think I have some audio files. All right, let's see how this one comes up.
The American people need us to put an end to the petty partisanship that passes for politics in Washington. And they need us to enact comprehensive immigration reform once and for all. They need not, we can't wait 20 years from now to do it. We can't wait 10 years from now to do it. We need to do it by the end of my first term as President of the United States of America.
He didn't get it
I will
done.
make it a top priority in my first year as President, not only because we have an obligation to secure our borders and get control of who comes in and out of our country, not only because we have to crack down on employers who are abusing undocumented immigrants instead of hiring citizens, but because we have to finally bring undocumented immigrants out of the shadows. It is time we did that.
All right, that's one. Sitting here just looking through. See what this one is.
Entered the debate on comprehensive immigration reform. It's an issue that is going to be touching on basic questions of morality, the law, and what it means to be an American. We're going to have all week to debate this, and I know that this debate evokes strong passions on all sides. The recent peaceful but passionate protests that we saw all across the country, 500,000 in Los Angeles, 100,000 in my hometown of Chicago, are a testament to this fact.
I'm not going to go through with this one here. Here's Schumer in August 12, 2010. I haven't pre-listened to any of these, so...
Today returned from their summer break to take care of a border security bill. The House approved the $600 million measure earlier this week, and it now goes to the President for his signature. This is how the debate went. It's about 20 minutes.
Come on.
Today I come to the floor to seek unanimous consent to pass a smart, tough, and effective $600 million bill that will significantly enhance the security and integrity of our nation's border, which currently lacks the resources needed to fully combat the drug smugglers, gun runners, human traffickers, money launderers, and other organized criminals that seek to do harm to innocent Americans along our border. The Senate first passed this bill last week by unanimous consent. Last week's vote ended an impasse over how to pay for this package that all of us agreed needed to be passed as soon as possible. At first, the House proposed a border security bill that was not fully paid for and thus was unacceptable to many in the Senate. And here in the Senate, many of my colleagues on the other side wanted to pay for this bill by diverting critical funds from the stimulus bill, the Recovery Act. This, too, was unacceptable.
So, when Obama was in office, it was acceptable. Now, it's not acceptable. Seeing if there's any other ones. Here, let's see what Clinton had to say. This is Bill Clinton. And it sounds a lot like Trump.
One of these areas is the problem of illegal immigration.
We have to stop the inflow of illegals coming into our country.
This administration has taken a strong stand to stiffen the protection of our borders.
We will build a wall. It will do what it's supposed to do. Keep illegal immigrants out.
We are increasing border controls by 50%.
We're going to have a border. It's going to be a real border. We have a country. We have to have borders.
We are increasing inspections to prevent the hiring of illegal immigrants. And tonight I announce I will sign an executive order to deny federal contracts to businesses that hire illegal immigrants.
What are we going to do about illegal hiring?
You can be very, very strong. It could be a huge financial penalty. It could be beyond a
Why don't these guys
penalty.
in here? Because that's the
do
magnet.
that with E-Verify and with the
Oh, and are
various
you for it?
methods. I'm for it.
We should honor every legal immigrant here working hard to be a good citizen, but we are also a nation of laws.
We have a country, we have to have laws. We either have a country or we don't.
Same speech, two different politicians, and of course, you know the outcome. They claim Trump's racist and all that for what he says, but Bill Clinton said the same thing, Obama said the same thing, and if I really look for it, I bet you Hillary says. In fact, I know she said the same things. The border, until it was the Democrats realized that the more illegals that we get in, give more amnesty, the more voters they get. And that's what they're looking at. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Some of the best able is going to be like what are you talking about? The last
Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplanestalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever,
because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening.
Contact is the
Now back to Reaver Common Sense with Jersey Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. Tweedledee and Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. Welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Coming up in about 30 minutes, top of the hour, will be BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, hosted by BZ himself. Oh, boy. It's like I'm getting done the show, and I have some energy. It's like, do I go in the garage, work on that new cane just a little bit? Maybe. Maybe not. No, yes. No, yes. I'm so undecided. I don't know. Well, we were talking about the border wall and how President Barack Obama in 2013, what was it? Not only was Barack Obama president in 2013, but the bill voted on in June of that year, the Border Security, Economic Opportunity, Immigration Modernization Act, was pitched as a sweeping immigration reform. Let me just stop, because also there's another thing. In one of those videos, it was like Schumer was talking about how they wanted to piggyback on the infrastructure bill that got passed. And, yeah, we passed a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure bill that disappeared. Never happened. Don't know where it went. Just disappeared. We didn't get the infrastructure done. Oh, no, we didn't. Pretty much anything how Democrats do it anymore. You know, they sit there and they say one thing and then just total opposite happens. I mean, we had this discussion, and if you watch today, Trump televised that he had a big meeting with both sides at the same time. And a couple more were saying, well, we'll do DACA now. Then we'll do comprehensive immigration. Then we'll do security. Of course, Trump said no. But if you remember, hell, I was born in 71. I remember in the 80s when Ronald Reagan made a deal with him, and he gave amnesty, and with the promise from the Democrats that they would talk border control, and it never happened. And Trump is smart, sitting there going, nope. Not happening. Not happening by a mile. Hold them to their feet. They said, you know, they got these little sneaky ideas of shutting down the government. Go ahead. I don't see this president doing what Obama did. And what I mean by that is Obama tried to hurt the American people with the shutdown. I don't see Trump doing that. Trump will know what to shut down, what not to shut down, to cause the least pain to the American people. And I don't think it would be that much pain. Didn't hurt us last time. I don't know. Damn it. So I'm proud that the Republicans are accusing the Democrats of flip-flopping over a barrier on the southern border. I mean, it gets tiresome with them. It really does. It really pisses me off after a time. All right, let me see. There's a video with... Yeah. As normal, I'll go lay down. Fully awake. Trying to find this damn. There's a video with the Republicans and then with Schumer's response. So, where's that video at? Give me 1 second. Damn. Maybe this is it. See if this is it. It could be wrong. Hang on. Technical issues here. Alright, where am I? Alright, let's see if this is it. Okay, this might be a bust. Well, sorry about that. I didn't know it was a big bust. But, yeah, it's when it was a positive for them. And the thing is, they backed themselves a little bit into a corner. They opposed this idea and made fun of this idea during the whole campaign season. How are they now going to get behind it? They're going to have to cave, or they're going to be responsible for DACA not getting finished. They're going to be responsible for a budget not going through. You know, and they're going to be in trouble. So I'm not scared of what's to come with that. I think we're going to get it through. And especially, they're trying to stop it because Trump has he's gotten the repeal of Obamacare. Just with that mandate taken out, that killed Obamacare. That was, I think, some of the biggest bitches people had. I know there was a lot of bitches, I'm saying one of the biggest bitches being forced to buy a product. Supposedly, he's supposed to be going to do an executive order if he's able to open up the borders of the state so they can sell across state lines. That will give us cheaper insurance. He's done this without actually repealing, which the Republicans, well, fault him on. But he's gotten the tax reform done. He's gotten a repeal of Obamacare. And if he can get funding for this border, right there, 3 major campaign promises. Okay? 3 major. Now he has on the floor, he has the national reciprocation of concealed carry. The regulations he's torn apart. Like he campaigned that he was going to tear apart these regulations, the red tape that was holding these companies down. The economy's up. I said tax reform. Keystone Pipeline's getting built. He's opening up drilling so that we become independent. His campaign promises are coming true in the first year or two. What president, what other president did all that? Because I can tell you this, I can't remember a president that has done just about all their campaign promises. Obama got Obamacare through. Okay. What else did he do in 8 years? I'll wait. I still got about another 20 minutes of the show. I can wait. That's why the Democrats are fighting tooth and nail. Trump is being successful. And if the Republicans had a shred of brain cells, they would jump right on with Trump, ride that train, and we would have control of this government for a couple decades. The map would turn red. But you got a couple of Republicans that are fucking things up for everybody. I don't know. Looking at my commercials. Oh. I don't know, people. If we could get that, I mean, seriously, the Republicans could be dominant for a couple years. Democrats are already scared, and I can't remember if it was Bernie Sanders or somebody else within the DNC that said once these millennials, because they're afraid the millennials are going to jump, because the millennials are not dependent on a party. Once the millennials start seeing more money in their pocket, they're afraid they're going to jump. And that's why they talk so much shit about that reform. People are already seeing money in their pocket. Companies are offering stuff left, right, and center for their employees now. Hiring is happening. Employment is going up. The lowest since they started recording the unemployment with blacks. The lowest it's ever been. And let me tell you, people aren't going to care about all the other bullshit that is going on. Money in their pocket, money for their family, that's all they're going to care about. Now, this can get me in trouble if Obama would have been a success and did things properly. And he could have done it and still kept to his values. I would have applauded him. I give credit where credit's due. But the problem is, he was out to destroy everything in America. And he even said he had to tear us down because he wanted to rebuild us as a global agency. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Good evening. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is featured on the SHR Media Network every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific. Whilst manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ continues to radically change the world of leftists, one diaper at a time. Stop balancing your checkbooks. Stop cleaning your fish tanks. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show is your magnet for truth, justice, obesity, a darkened studio, and late-night freedom. No United States of America freedoms were abridged in the making of this ad.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians, a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless, hope to the hopeless, clues to the clueless. Sackheads Sean, Sackheads Clint, and Sackheads BZ. The Sackheads Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern on shrmedia.com. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and the High Plains Pundit Network. The best in late-night conservative talk. The Sackheads Radio Show, only on the SHR Media Network.
Some of the best A-roll is going to be... Like, what are you talking about? The last one. Yeah, I'm a freaking artist. I can't just come up with this shit off the top of my head. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Good point. Exactly right.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
When dirty politicians, shadow governments, and deceptive Islam blind the world with fake stream media smoke, their only fear is one man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me through shrmedia.com, highplainstalkradio.com, and the Western Free Radio Network at Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes for a different perspective weekly on the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And catch me on Jeff Mitchell's EDL Radio on blogtalkradio.com. There's
no surrender ever.
Because truth is not always pleasant.
This is Sam on SHR Media. You can listen to my new show starting on Tuesdays in January. Get my perspective on national politics, a conservative's perspective on California politics, the latest in the war on terror, all of that and a lot more here on Tuesdays at SHR Media. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Sam_SHR Media.
Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hey, this is Sackhead Clint, and I'm with Sackhead Sean, Sackhead BZ. No communists allowed on the SHR Media Network.
Damn straight, mister.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Pay no attention to the muffled screams in the background. You are listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on the SHR Media Network. Back to you, Joe.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. We're talking about the border wall and all that. And, the White House mainly wants a border wall, while the Democrats are more worried about the dreams of other people. They are willing to squash the dreams of Americans and American children so that they can get a couple extra votes. And that's what you don't understand, is they're trading our children's dreams for people who broke the law and came into here. But the Trump administration sees a potential for trade-off. And they kicked off immigration talks at the White House today with an eye towards making a deal that would cover border security and potentially other reforms that could entice Democrats. Critics are openly asking why Democrats are so vocally opposed to concessions on border barrier now if they were willing to support it in the year 2013. Because they just want a clean bill for DACA. Now they want a clean bill when it comes to them. Trump just says, no, we're going to have the wall. We're going to have border security. Then we'll give you DACA. And the Democrats are sitting there saying no. That's the shit that pisses me off. That's not how government works. You give a little, I give a little. Republicans, I don't think, most of them don't want to give DACA. But they're willing to give that up to get what they want. It's called compromise. Compromise, both parties walk away unhappy. And the Democrats are looking like idiots because they voted for it. And now they're opposing it just because it's Trump. Now, the Democrats referred to the border wall as an anti-immigrant. So does that mean the Democrats were anti-immigrant in 2013? And that's the hypocrisy comes in. And that is what I keep saying we're tired of, is the bullshit, the hypocrisy. They're tired of politicians acting like little children. I want it my way, not your way. Wah! Shut up, go in there, talk. Now, the Republican National Committee also sent out a release over the weekend reminding Democrats of their voting history on immigration reform. Quote, don't let Democrats forget their long history of supporting many of the same measures President Trump is championing today. Infrastructure. They voted on it, they passed it, and the money disappeared. Now they don't want to do infrastructure. Physical barrier wall for the southern border. 2016 and 2006, Democrats voted in favor of them. 52 Democrats, plus Bernie Sanders and Angus Knight, both independents, one's from Vermont, the other one's from Maine, voted in favor of the 2013 bill. And in 2006, Democrats like then Senator Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, voted in favor of the Security Fence Act, which would add 2 layers of reinforcing fence, installation of additional physical barriers to ports of entry along the southern border. Now, this is not the first time Democrats have backed off policies now supported by the Trump White House. Many Democrats initially supported the move of the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, but when Trump announced his position, the Democrats threw a hissy fit. They all voted for border barrier, a hard physical border barrier back in 2006. So just because Trump brings it up, they're against it. Shows how petty they are. Shows that they're willing to put Americans at risk just because of the person who's bringing it up. I mean, and Schumer argues that in the 2013 proposal was much different than what's on the table now, saying that it addressed the illegal immigration population of 11 million people, whereas Democrats plan on only addressing dreamers in the current talks. So it's their end that is causing the difference between the two proposals, not Trump. And he's saying, bring your deal to the table, and we will negotiate. That's the way it works. Democrats gotten away with this childish behavior for too goddamn long, and now they got someone telling them no. And they're throwing hissy fits. But Schumer wants to push off doing a comprehensive immigration reform. He wants to push that off because he says it'll take too long. The same thing we heard about taxes and everything else, it takes too long. He wants right now an immediate need to protect the DACA recipients. Well, guess what? No, I don't think so. Oh, it pisses me off. Pisses me off. Burns my ass, too. You know what burns my ass? A fire about 3 feet high. Listen, I'm not for rewarding people that have broken our laws. Americans don't get rewarded for it. Can you ever find my... Seeing if there was a video in this article. Yep. Let's see what it is first. Nothing's popped up yet. Trey Gowdy, and everybody knows who Trey Gowdy is. All right, here we go. I'm going to play the clip. I don't know how good it is. We'll see. Video roulette.
Exchanged anti-Trump text messages during the presidential campaign and talked about needing an insurance policy should Donald Trump win the presidency. Joining me right now is Congressman Trey Gowdy of South Carolina. He's the chairman of the House Oversight Committee. He's a member of the House Judiciary and Intel Committees. Congressman, it's a pleasure to have you this morning. Thanks so much for spending the time.
Thank you.
Do you now have the documents that you have been requesting since August to best assess whether or not there was a massive abuse of power at the FBI around the election last year?
I think we have an agreement that they're going to produce the documents. You're right, Maria. We asked for them in August. We shouldn't have had to wait until January to gain access to them, but I'll be back up there Monday. I don't think Devin has looked at the documents yet, but we got an agreement last week that they would provide them to us.
Well, what is your sense in terms of what went on here? People want to know if Hillary Clinton is above the law.
Well, I think there are a couple of things. You mentioned Strzok and Page. That goes to the issue of bias. That's incredibly important because I think your viewers, our fellow citizens, want an FBI that is bias-free and dispassionate. The other issue is, even laying bias aside, did the FBI engage in a process that we can have confidence in? And 2016 was a really unusual year. You had one major presidential candidate under investigation, and you had the campaign of another presidential candidate under investigation. So it's not illegitimate for Congress to ask the FBI and the DOJ, what did you do? Why did you do it? So we can understand the process. That is separate and apart from the bias evidenced by at least 2 FBI agents.
So where does this lead? I mean, you've been stonewalled since August. You're finally getting documents last week and this week that you've been asking for since August. We know, for example, when you look at the Hillary Clinton side of things, her IT manager, Brian Pagliano, initially said he never deleted anything to the FBI. He told the FBI, I didn't delete anything. Then apparently has an aha moment that says, oh, wait, yes, I did delete emails from Hillary Clinton after we know that those emails were actually recovered, and he gets immunity. So he gets immunity despite the fact that he lied to the FBI, deleted emails, and didn't tell anybody that there were these emails that existed.
We'll let Gowdy
Well, there were several immunity agreements in the Clinton email investigation, and that's actually what House Judiciary and Oversight are doing together. We're not looking at Russia. That's House Intel Committee. But Judiciary and Oversight are looking at all the things that led up to Russia and whether or not the FBI and the Department of Justice handle this like they would any other case. And Maria, quite frankly, I think the DOJ and the FBI would admit to you that they did things in this case that they had never done in any other one. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a sinister or nefarious motive. It could just mean this was a really unusual fact pattern. But it's not illegitimate for us to ask. And I have been frankly stunned at how little curiosity my Democrat colleagues and how little curiosity some elements of the mainstream media have in the decisions that our nation's chief law enforcement agency and top prosecutors have made. It's all, you know, this time last year, Democrats wanted Comey prosecuted. Remember that?
Yes.
Harry Reid wanted him prosecuted. They were furious with the FBI, and now when we have a chance to go back and better understand the decisions they made and didn't make, there's a total lack of curiosity on behalf of my Democrat colleagues, which I just find stunning.
Even though we know that Jim Comey...
All right, everybody, it's getting towards the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for being here. Sorry I had to cut that off. It's going longer than I thought it would be. I'll try to remember to bring it up tomorrow. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.